Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Weekly Code Quickies with me, Norbert BM. In today's episode, I'm going to react to the state of JavaScript for 2022. Basically, this is a complete rundown on whatever happened in the JavaScript framework and also in the JavaScript environment in 2022. It's a pretty important survey too. So if you're excited, please give this episode a thumbs up, like it, give it a 5-star review, and let's just get started with the episode. So I didn't take a look at this till now. I just heard about it. Normally I follow this each and every year. First of all, before we get started with this, let me just tell you a bit about what is the State of JS. Basically, the State of JS is a comprehensive survey that aims to understand the current landscape of JavaScript and its related technologies. Meaning, every year, the survey collects data from thousands and thousands of developers like me and you, or you and me, and you and I, baby, that provide valuable insight into the trends and preferences of the JavaScript community. Now, we are concentrating, or I am reacting on the 2022 edition, which is going to take a look at the state of JavaScript, doing a complete survey, and it is expected to be no different than last year's survey, which was pretty awesome. Got me a lot to think about, and also the way that I am coding currently. Now, it takes into consideration things like JavaScript frameworks, things like TypeScript, things like WebAssembly, machine learning, also cloud services, and so far and so on. And I would say let's just get started. Let's get started with Data Explorer, which is going to tell us what are the yearly salaries versus the yearly experience. So what are people saying? People that have less than 1 year of experience, well, how much are they getting paid? They're basically getting paid nothing. 8% of them are getting paid absolutely nothing. 2,524 people took this or answered this survey with $0, pesos, yens, whatever you want to call it, zero. So people with under 1 year of experience are basically working for free. Now, how many people taking this survey do work for free? Well, is 3%. Now, once again, less than 1 year experience, a salary between 0K and 10K, and that are dollars, are 8%. Then again, I'm just going to remain in the less than 1 year experience. Then with a salary between 10K and 30K are 14%. No, wait a second. There's 16%. 16% of the people are under with less than 1 year experience are in the bracket of 10 to 30K salaries, meaning dollars. So 37 plus 26 plus 16 plus 9 plus 7 plus 1 does not equal 100%. Where are the less 4%? What the hell is happening here? Once again, 37 plus 26 plus 16 plus 9 plus 7 plus 1 equal 96%. Whatever happened to 4%? Okay, so okay, I believe that this is 4%. Somebody lied. So at the end, 4% say that with less than 1 year experience, they're getting $200,000 in 1 year. I won't believe that. Let's just be honest. Now, next, people with between 1 and 2 years of experience. 20% of them get paid nothing. They're basically working for free. 23%, 0 and 10K in 1 year. That is, not per month. Then 24% are between 10 and 30K, and 15%. And let me just do the math again here. So let's do 20 plus 23 plus 24%. 24% are between 10 and 30K. 15% are between 30 and 50K per year. 12% are between 50 and 100K. And then 3% are between 100 and 200K. Again, we're missing 3%. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody is not calculating these percentages as they should. Now, let's go down the list. More than 20 years of experience. With more than 20 years of experience, people are still working for free. So, don't hesitate to work for free. And I'm just going to go to the very last end, to the very last two places, which are people with more than 20 years of experience. 40% of them earn above 100K to 200K, and 14% earn above 200K. Now, I want to point out here something that is really, really important, especially for you young people that want to start. That just think about, there is so much money. I would love to work for so much money. Now, I want to say the following things. If you're working for so much money, for let's say 100 to 200K, you will, or let's just take the 50 to 100K bracket. Let's see, 6 to 10 years of experience and 11 to 20 years of experience, where the most people are. 37% of them are from 6 to 20 years of experience, do work for between 50 and 100K, for between 50 and 100K salary. Now, I do want to point out, if you are earning or will earn this kind of money, then you need to move, and you need to move to some place, for example, Silicon Valley, which the most of the money will be spent on living costs. So at the end of the day, you're probably will end up with not even half of that money that is going to be left in your savings account, for example. Again, I believe not only that I believe, I know more than half will be spent on strictly living cost. Not talking about having fun and actually living your life. Don't get fooled. This kind of money comes with extremely high consequences, and that is extremely high costs. So I would say let's just move on to demographic. What does demographic tell us? Countries and regions. Perfect. United States of America. 11.9% took this survey. So 11.9% of the surveyed people are from the United States, then 5.2% are from Germany, then 3.7% are from France, 3.6% are from the United Kingdom, then 3.2% are from India. And this is looking pretty similarly. Let me just check something. So I have here my stats for YouTube. Let me just check this. No, that's the wrong one. This is pretty similar to what actually it's not similar. Wait. No, it's not similar. Let's just check YouTube. And also let me check Udemy, where my courses are. Or most of my courses. I also have courses on Skillshare. So let's start with Udemy. Udemy, if I go to my students, then the majority of the students are actually from, they're from India. But it's 21.9%. And then 30% are from the United States. 5.5% are for Taiwan. And 4.7% are from Spain and from Egypt. I have a lot of friends from Egypt, it seems. So far and so on. So for me, Germany, for example, country I am currently living in, is 1.8% of students. And now let's go to YouTube. Let's see from where are people watching here. I know, again, this is not even close to, no, United States is not the #1 country for me. You also hear it on my accent. I'm not exactly from a English-speaking country. I'm actually from Romania. So let me just see here. Audience. What does this tell me about audience? Of course, they are not from the States. Nope, far from it. Also, my blog. On my blog, again, India and the United States are #1 and 2. And then comes Germany. But let's get back to the survey. Because as I said, I want to express my personal opinion. Hey, check out, Ukraine 1%, Sweden 1.4%, Italy 1.3%. Amazing. Now, languages. Most of the web developers do speak English. Then in second place comes French, and in third place comes German, then Spanish, Russian, Polish, so far and so on. Now, let's go to features, because this is interesting. So, features, what are features? Well, first of all, let me just take a quick overall look at features. Features can be languages, browser APIs, and other features. For example, in languages, #1 will be, wait a second. So yeah, languages will be knowledge collection, knowledge coalescing, and then for browser APIs, the #1, you are 54% is the Shadow DOM, and no, actually it's WebSockets. WebSockets with 66.5%, and then for other features will be progressive web apps. Now let's just go in here, because this is pretty interesting. I can see that, for example, proxies, the vocabulary of JavaScript, so what people never heard of or are still using and so on. So never heard of it, proxies, it has declined from 2019 to 2022 to, so basically never heard of it, 33.8% of the survey people never heard of proxies. Then known about it were 31%, and then have used it was 24.9%. Now these are extremely interesting, extremely interesting. For example, dynamic input 2022 declined to 17.9%, and known about it 35%, almost I could say actually 36%, and have used it increased, or has increased and then decreased actually from 20 to 2022, 2020 to 2022 to 36%. Browser APIs, let's move along. Service workers in 2022, almost 14%, never heard of them. This is an increase from 2019, which was 9.9%, then 9.3%, 2020, 2021, 8.6%, and then a dramatic increase to 13.9%. That's over 5% in 2022. Then note about it, 45%, and have used it 40%. Web animations. Okay, let's move on to other features. For example, progressive web apps. It's a increasing. Now I don't know if this is increasing or this is just the people that took part of the survey are far greater and they never heard about progressive web apps, because it's an increase to 7.6%. It's like people are getting dumber. But have used it has increased, then decreased from 2021 to 2022 from 62 to 58%. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to libraries. Woo! This is a roadmap for libraries. So let's just take front end frameworks. What would you think that it is on the very first place for retention? Retention meaning that, for example, would use it again plus would not use it. Okay, so number one will be decreasing from 2016, and then actually let me just take a look at Svelte. Svelte came out 2019 and it is at number 1 for retention and takes over React in attention. Also Lint takes over, no, it has not taken over. What is the green one? Solid has taken over React. But if it now go down to interests, so what is people picking their interest? Again, it's Svelte with 68% of the surveyed audiences, actually 70%, are interested in learning Svelte. But usage tells us the truth. Usage tells us that React is number 1 with 81.8%, almost 82% of the developers surveyed are using React as their front-end framework. Now, if we go to awareness, well, pretty much everybody is aware about everything excepting Lint is on the last place, and Alpine with, what was the second one? Gwik? Never heard of it. I actually never heard of it. Okay, let's move on to rendering frameworks. Now, no surprise here, Next.js with Nux are at the very peak, followed by, of course, well, SvelteKit and Astro. Astro, I already did a little crash course, a little introduction on Astro. It's pretty cool, pretty simple. Wouldn't take it for complicated things, but would take it for pretty simple things. Building a blog, building something quick and easy and dirty. Boom, use Astro. Amazing. Then, okay, that was retention. Now let's go to interest. Interest is falling for everything. I don't know why. Everything is under 70%. Number 1 being still 67% is Astro, followed by SvelteKit, and followed by Next.js. Now on usage, Next.js just destroys everything. Next.js being at 50% or 48.6%, and then the very next one being Gatsby at 23%. This is hilarious. Okay, awareness, everybody's aware about everything excepting 11, and then Astro. People are getting more and more aware of Astro. SvelteKit and Remix are growing in popularity. Now, Gatsby is still hanging in there over 80%, but almost 100% awareness is Next.js. So also this is why I'm base my 30 projects course on React and basing my upcoming course React.js, so learning React coming from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, basing completely on React, and then we're going to progressively go into Next.js. Okay, testing Jets is almost number one, but actually if we take a look is Vitus. Never used that. I have used Jets. Mocha also I have used, but whatever that is. Okay, let's move on to mobile and desktop. Let's see here. Retention, JavaScript for mobile devices and desktop. Electron. Okay, React Native, native apps, Cordova, and it seems that in 2022, Tori takes place number one. This being in retention, then in interest, everything is going down excepting Tori. And in usage, as expected, React Native and Electron are really up there. Okay, so these are basically apps, those frameworks where you can build desktop and mobile apps. Now, build tools, Webpack going down to almost 60%, and at number one with almost 100% is Vite. Vite is destroying in retention, that is. Now in interest, again, Vite is on number one. Why is Vite number one? I don't think Vite is that cool. Now on usage, as guessed it, Webpack. Webpack is the most used, coming in at number one with far away from number two with 84%, and number two, of course, is Gulp with but only 50%. This is just hilarious. Now let's just go to usage. I'm just going to skip other tools, not interested. Usage, JavaScript, TypeScript, balance. So it seems like TypeScript is really taking off. The use of TypeScript did take off. If we take a look at what they use JavaScript for, is front-end development, back-end development, and mobile apps, and then desktop. But now if you go to industry sectors, programming and technology is where JavaScript is used at, e-commerce and retail, then finance, and then education. Now, if you go further down, application patterns, single-page applications, basically SPAs, are at a really high use where JavaScript is used at, and also TypeScript, and server-side rendering and static-side rendering, of course. Okay, now for resources, basically asking when first starting out, how did you initiate your learning? Now, of course, self-directed learning, aka Google, Stack Overflow, etc. For example, YouTube, free online courses, obviously video and screencast, books, and then on-the-job training, school, high school education. Online courses comes in at number 7. Wow. I would have said number 3 or 4, but it's way over books. I don't know what to say about that. Usually when I'm on my PC, when I'm doing a project, and obviously I cannot remember how to console log something or how to do some basic steps. I can do the most complicated steps, but I cannot remember something easy. Then I would go to Stack Overflow or ChatGPT or Stack Overflow or some kind of YouTube video or some kind of course, but would never go to a book. I want to see how it works and also hear the specific tutor's opinion or what other people think, because the book gives you only one freaking example, does not give you any kind of background, does not give you any kind of sentiments. I just cannot relate to coding by reading books. Okay, now let's move on. I'm going to go to options. I'm going to go to opinions now, and we're going to go here to JavaScript is moving to the right direction. Most of the survey agree strongly that, or agree that JavaScript is moving in the right direction. Boom, there you go. There you have it. Learn JavaScript. Awards, not interested. Conclusions. Well, I'm going to tell you my own conclusion. Learn JavaScript. It's pretty awesome. JavaScript is the way. Also, if you're in game development, it doesn't really matter. JavaScript is a pretty cool language to pick up and learn. if I would have the choice to start over again and learn C# or learn JavaScript, because I did learn a bit of C# at the beginning, and also learned MATLAB, and Fortran, I would start with JavaScript. Let me tell you why. Because JavaScript is the quickest way to see something happening. Me being very visual, I love having things. This is the best way that I learned actually JavaScript. I did something, console logged it, then did something else, then the DOM, then I manipulated the DOM, and then I did something else, and then I moved to web frameworks, and I constantly saw that what I typed in actually happened. So this is why I would suggest learn JavaScript. It's pretty awesomely paid. If you're a senior developer, also if you're just a beginner, it's still a great job. You can also do a lot of stuff on your own. You just know one of the basic programming languages out there. So come on, please, everybody, learn JavaScript. Thank you for listening. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.